That way they're spread out enough that they don't impede each other's progress. The first car to hit the racetrack tonight, the former qualifier for the Topless 100, 5 out of the last 8 years, and the 6R out of Dillard, Louisiana. The Ford-powered Collins Ford Stuckey ENT 6R. It's Robbie Stewart from Dillard in 6R. Entering the racetrack, the driver with over 300 career wins at this racetrack from Diana, Texas. It's rocking Ronnie Adams. He's in a PTS car, Ricky Jowers Motorsports. Ricky Jowers 11A car. Alpha 4, the white flag out on lap number 1. Oh, and Stewart's going to go around. I had to go back to get qualifying numbers here. But Robbie Stewart in the 6R and Ronnie Adams from Diana, Texas on the racetrack. Driving the 68-year-old Wiley veteran. So on the racetrack now, driver of the K&G Wholesale Tire Whistle Stop Barbecue, number 47, the 20-year-old out of Austin, Arkansas. That'll be Chandler Petty in 47. Chandler Petty in 47. Lynn Beach from West Monroe, Louisiana, the car number 6B. Wait. So Ronnie Adams, quickest so far, race fans, with a 16.065. Ronnie Adams, quickest so far, folks. Ronnie Adams with a 16.065, the quickest so far. Wait. No. Won 6 straight here at one time. Driving the number 57 machine. Won a heat race in a factory stock here last Saturday night. It's bad. Chad DuPont from Shreveport, Louisiana, in car number 57 in the Tri-State Magneto number 57 down the back straightaway. And the 5C, welcome back to late model racing. Raced some for Gene Gibson back in the early 2000s. Been racing mods a lot this year in an MB custom chassis. Now back in the saddle in a late model, the 5B. That'll be Brad Couch. Brad Couch from Houghton, Louisiana. And the O'Reilly Auto Parts number 5. Chad DuPont. DuPont good, the lap number 1, a 16.207. A 16.207 for Chad DuPont. Off of 4, the checkers are out for Brad Couch. And Brad Couch with a 16.368. A 16.368 will put him 4th quick. Chad DuPont's 3rd quick. DuPont with a 16.207, the quickest time so far. It's driver. Is that from Jonesboro, Arkansas. And the Case Implement Brown Brothers Farm, number R5, Black Diamond chassis. It's Hunter Raston, the 38th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner for $5,000 right here at Boothill in 2011. The first time he ever raced at Boothill, he won $5,000 here. And on the racetrack, driving the Gotta Race, P&W Sales, P&W Ironworks 14M. It's Mobags Morgan Bagley from Longview, Texas. As the sun gets ready to set here on a beautiful dirt track Saturday night in Greenwood, Louisiana, Raston. Down the back straightaway, we'll see what he has here on. So lap 1, quick time for Morgan Bagley, a 15.8 or 15. Jesus Christ, I can't see. And way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. The 14M of Morgan Bagley got a little high there. But good enough for second. Black Diamond chassis R5 with a 15.543, the quickest so far. Morgan Bagley with a 15.673 second. Now we'll see the 20-year-old out of Austin, Arkansas. Once again, the driver of the K&G Wholesale Tire Whistle Stop Barbecue, Stuckey ENT, number 47 of Chandler Petty. Chandler Petty was the top qualifier here in a Southern United Professional Racing Series late model event 2 years ago. Started on the pole position, led some laps, and settled for a top 5 finish. Raced with the Children's Fishing and Rentals team last season with Garrett Alberson as his teammate, but now back in his family-owned equipment. And checkers out for... And Chandler Petty good for third quick with a 15.919. 15.919 good for third quick in front of Baggett. Scored the win in Magnolia Motor Speedway in Columbus and then in Greenville. As coming onto the racetrack, one of the crowd favorites here at Boothill, knows his way around this racetrack. Been racing here for quite some time. The driver to the Jesus Saves Tri-State Magneto, Marshall Mobile Homes #1. It's the Jet, Brett Frazier in 1. Brett Frazier. And on the racetrack, the reigning Comp Games Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year. And the P&W Sales, P&W Ironworks #14Z, the Z-Man, Zach Mcmillan from Gladewater, Texas. Zach Mcmillan from Gladewater. Zach has been knocking on the door for a first late model victory. Boy, has he really pushed up aggression in his racing career. Has come a long way in a short period of time. Mentioned a few moments ago, scored his first ever modified victory at Lone Star about a month and a half ago. Memorial Day weekend, to be exact. Mcmillan good to go up to second quick, and well, I forgot to restart. Arkansas, the younger brother of the Jared, it's Gavin Landers. Gavin Landers in the Mark Martin Automotive 7 Crop Production Services ASE warranty 7 Longhorn chassis. And a feature race winner here with the P&W Sales Super Late Models a couple of years ago, and the former champion of that series, the DP Motorsports Olin Shocks and Springs. Stealth Industries, Cooper's Country Meat Packers #1. It's B.J. Robinson, the son of the legendary Billy Robinson. B.J. Robinson making his way here to his home racetrack to do battle tonight in his late model. He had a 16.071 on lap 1. Lap number 2 for B.J. not going to be as quick. Number 5 in a Masterbuilt. Or is he in his Rocket tonight? I never can't tell what's on. But he's in his Rocket. In a Rocket XR1 tonight, it'll be the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell, who scored his first ever late model win here on March the 17th of 2001. And the 3-time reigning series Comp Cams champ, the driver of the Mark Martin Automotive Panel Chipping. AAA Diesel number 18, it's Cadillac, Jack Sullivan, who won here last August with the series. Jack Sullivan is the only driver, the only regional driver who has won here when this track was a 3/8 mile and has won on it in a quarter in both a USMTS modified and a late model. So far, John Mitchell going to bust into the 14-second bracket. Holy smokes. With a 14.579 for the Catman. That's so much quicker than everybody else. My jaw's dropping. I'm still trying to pick it back up. A 14.579 is what my the race monitor indicates. And Jack Sullivan was second quick with a 15.722. On the racetrack now, the Nichols Home Decor, Turner Cutright Production Jars, S&S Fishing and Rental number 97 out of Robeline, Louisiana. It's the Thriller, K. Dillard in 97. K. Dillard has 4 late model victories this season in his first full-time year behind the wheel of a Super Dirt late model. Runner-up in the USNTS United States Modified Touring Series point standings at Jason Hughes 2 years ago. Came up one spot short to winning the national championship. And this year elected to pull off and run more late model stuff. Has won several over at Chatham Raceway in Chatham, Louisiana with the Louisiana Late Model Series. The Thriller will take the checkers. He'll go to second quick. K. Dillard with a 15.582. 15.582 from Wascom. Is that Chad Callender? Yeah, Chad Callender got to be there in the 1C. I imagine that's him. I don't know anybody else that drives a 1C. We're underway and on demand on RaceOnTexas.com. Every thrill and every spill and every burn and turn going to be on demand at RaceOnTexas.com. And off the 2 down the back straightaway, looking to lead lap number 1. Here comes Ingles shooting out of a rifle down the back straightaway. Oh, baby, Knighton all over the tail tank of the 45R for the race lead. Oh, Cox got a little loose there, but he holds on to it, is able to corral it, and lead lap number 1 by half a cast whisker. Look at this. It's a log jam. Throw a blanket over the top 6 right now. Holy smokes, they're 3 wide for second. And sliding up in front for the race lead. Look at this, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Ricky Ingles didn't even have to think better of it. He took what he could get. As Cox trying to get back on the loud pedal and pull back even to the outside of the 81 of Ingles. They're 3 wide down the front straightaway. 3 wide down the front straightaway into turn number 1. You got a dandy brewing so far in heat race number 1. The racetrack is phenomenal all the way from the top down to the bottom. 3 wide still for second down the back chute. The Classic Auto Repair Ford Powered 34 JR of Josh Daughtery holds on to the hub of the racetrack and holding on to a pretty wheel off before he'll get disposed of too. Will go up in front of the 34 JR, the form of the 96, and they're side by side for the race lead. The pair of white blue lettered cars. The 81 of Ingles way up top there. He'll smash the loud pedal, use that outside line momentum to his advantage. Ricky Ingles going to rocket his way to the race lead. The veteran driver who's won here in wing modifieds. Limited modifieds, mods, late models, you name it. Ricky has most recently won here in a late model back in 2013. That's the last time he won here in a late model. But nonetheless, scored his first ever factory stock win here a month ago before he got on a string of 3 straight victories. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Ingles was not with us the last event as he was racing for $2,000 at Sam and Lisa Haverty's Lone Star Speedway. So in a way, Ricky's still trying to get that 4th consecutive tonight, as the monster truck race was not a points event. Down the front straightaway, off of 4. Randy Cox having some trouble tonight. Got a new power plant put underneath that 45 built by Rick Haggard. And unfortunately, the youngster, who has been very impressive all season long, just having some bad luck from from the front row in heat number 1. Out front, all his lonesome, the 61-year-old, proving that age ain't nothing but a number once again. It's Ricky Ingles. Ricky's been so fast, been so smooth in this number 81 car for Joe Best. And he is very proud for Joe when he got the top qualifier in time trials at the Factory Stock 50 this year. And he'll take heat race number 1's victory. Presented by R&R Timber, Ricky Ingles takes the dub over the 96 of the Nightmare Michael Knight, and 34 JR of Josh Daughtery will finish 3rd. Thank you so much. Very appreciate it. Opening lap. It's Doug Vick Jr. from the outside pole. Inside of row number 2, the Laser Chassis House Car. That's Bo Perry from Bossier City. The lights are out. 8 laps. Here we go. The top 3 go to the main event. Tony Lindsay, outside of row number 2 in the number 1. White Oak, Texas racer Justin Holton, the number 31. Jeff Rice, and they're 3 wide for the race lead. Oh, baby. Here comes Tony Lindsay. Tony Lindsay going to dispose of the 7. They're trying to go 3 different lanes wide once again. Look at Tony just drove that car almost to I-20 before he set it up. Off of 4. Here comes Tony the Tiger. Tony Lindsay been doing it for quite some time now. Back in the saddle again. He just lost the handle right in front of the field. Look out, Tony. And Justin Holt had nowhere to go. And a victim of circumstances. Holt just buying his own business right around the hub of the racetrack, and Tony Lindsay lost the handle. They're side by side as the caution flag waves. And Chad DuPont was driving Funderburk 7J, lost the handle there on the opening lap and caught the tail tank of the 12 and sent him up into the wall and ended his night prematurely. So Doug Vick Jr. going to get the party back started. We're back underway here at the Boothill Speedway, the home of the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. And Bo Perry's going to fire one already to the inside for the race lead. Hugging the hub. They're 2 by 2 all the way back to the tail. Top 3 go to the main event. Bo Perry not able to take that spot away as Vick Jr. uses that outside line momentum to his advantage. He'll rocket back to the race lead. Here comes Bubba McEachern. McEachern going to go way up top that time. Look to grab some cushion there. Gets back on the throttle, tries to reel those 2 cars in front of him to him. And down the back straightaway, Bo Perry not able to throw the 4 of Doug Vick Jr. into his hip pocket just yet. Off of 4. Down the front straightaway, Doug Vick Jr. still holding on. Factory stock racing at its finest here in Greenwood, Louisiana tonight. Some good racing so far. All these guys, like I said, trying to get tuned up for the big 10,000 to win coming up in just 2 weeks. August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The 4th annual 10,000 to win. King of the Hill for the factory stocks. I think they're racing hard tonight for 600 to win. They'd probably race this hard for a corn dog, but throw 10,000 in front of them. Down the back straightaway, Bo Perry trying to take the race lead now. A little bit of smoke coming out from underneath the 4V car. Not impeding his progress, though. Able to hold on to it. It's Doug Vick Jr. right there through the center lane of the racetrack. And he continues to hold on and lead here at the hill. Factory stock, heat race number 2, presented by R&R Timber. It's a good one. Down the back straightaway, Bo Perry now taking that outside preferred line away from the 4V of Doug Vick Jr. And it may be an uphill battle from here for Vick to regain that top spot. It's 2 laps to go this time home from flagman James Griffin tonight. Point leader Scott Young mired back in the 4th spot, nearly a half a straightaway behind your top 3, as McEachern still occupies the 3rd spot, trying to find something here late in the going to get around the 4V of Vick Jr., who holds on the 2nd. White flag is out for Bo Perry. Final trip around the racetrack for South Bossier City, Louisiana's Bo Perry. And Jeff Rice was coming around. No harm, no foul. He'll get the white. Final time through turns 3 and 4. The winner of R&R Timber Heat Race number 2 for the factory stocks. Heartbreak last weekend. All smiles here. Bo Perry takes the win in Heat Race number 2. Doug Vick Jr. will take second in the 4V. Third will go to the hero of Bubba McEachern at a Houghton in 25. Sixth night out in that brand new Outlaw chassis. Davidson out of West Monroe. He has 2 limited modified wins this year. Fourth row to the inside, that's Cody Myers. Out of Bossier City, Louisiana, car number 55 of the Barton Glass 19. That's Gary Lipscomb. Lights are out. 8 cars, 8 laps. Top 3 to the main event. Here we go. Oh, baby. Freddie Blanchard in this one as well in the B7. Didn't see old Freddie out there. Lights are out. Down the back straightaway, going at it for the top spot. Craig Oakes finds his way behind the wheel of a pretty car tonight. And Pilkington just threw the elbow. And Craig Oakes hits the brakes and tries to fly right underneath. Oakes in an Outlaw chassis tonight. Looks like Aaron Allen, maybe Aaron Allen's car, perhaps Jimmy Bird's. I'd take a stab and say that's probably Jimmy Bird's own car, and Oakes is the hired gun tonight. As Oakes did sell his laser chassis to the driver, the number 14 of Kelly Locke, who won the Trophy Dash here last weekend. As they head off a 2 down the back chute, Cody Myers trying to fight there to the outside of the 90 of Davidson. He's got that spot. Myers using that outside line momentum to his advantage as he sidesteps the 90 of Davidson as he goes to 4th. He has 1 spot to go yet. And Dean Rasco just slammed the door shut right there in front of his face. Dean Rasco holding on to the 3rd and final transfer spot at this juncture to this race. Next time by, it should be 4 laps to go. 4 laps scored into the history books here at Boothill Speedway and factory stock. Heat race number 3, Rasco. Rasco hanging that right rear way out off the exit. Car is very loose right now, but nonetheless still able to keep the 55 at bay, but for how long? Myers going to try back to the inside here into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Oh, Cody Myers just lost the handle. Myers just lost it, but able to get it refired. No harm, no foul. We'll stay green. Now it'll be up to the 90 of Davidson to try to hunt down the 45 of Dean Rasco for the 3rd and final spot. 2 laps to go. 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway and heat race number 3 for the factory stocks. 40 factory stocks have checked in to do battle tonight. All these guys getting tuned up for the big 4th annual King of the Hill event coming up in 2 weeks. And the white flag is out for Rollo, the Marshall, Texas racer, who got out and was racing open wheel modifieds full time the last couple of years. Teammates with Chris Hennigan. Has won every Crown Jewel factory stock race around that you could think of. Was actually the top qualifier for the inaugural 10,000 win King of the Hill and found some bad luck that night. He'll take the victory in heat number 3, followed by Craig Oakes from Marshall. A close battle for the 3rd and final spot. It will go to the Colt 45 of Rasco from Wascom. Uh-oh. Alan Lindo better get out the window. Alan Lindo up in flames and now up in unfortunate smoke. Alan Lindo in the 136 car having some tough luck. Texas driving the number 2K car tonight. It's Nicholas Kirby. Is Kelly back in his car tonight?
He's not driving the factory tonight.
No. Did he sell that car? Travis Bowden, RaceOnTexas.com's 2017 Breakout Factory Stock Driver of the Year.
That's his car. Jared said this is the first time he's ever.
Jared Hudson's behind the wheel. Down the back straightaway, they're 3 wide. Here comes Cowboy Blanchard. Blanchard knows he's got to go, and he's got to go now. They're going to go 3 wide here for 2nd. Off of turn number 4, they're still 3 wide. Off of 4, Cook going to lead lap number 1, and here comes Blanchard. He'll prevail. Blanchard prevails for 2nd. He'll go on work for the race lead. Hugging the hub, hugging it well. They're off of 2. The 43J of BJ Cook holds on to a pretty well, holds on to the top spot. Down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Blanchard's going to go up top this time, followed by the 100 of Cook, who flies right there to the outside of the 101A of Atwood. Here comes Blanchard. Richard Blanchard trying to get around the 43J of BJ Cook for the race lead. He'll come up short that time as Cook continues to hold him off here in the early going of this one. 8 laps the distance. It'll be 3 laps score this time by. If you don't finish inside of the top 3, you have to come through a B main event later on tonight. If you don't make it through the B, well, you'll have to throw it on the trailer, and we'll see you later. Blanchard going to step up top that time and find some dig around the outside of the Boothill Speedway racing surface. He'll smash the loud pedal through the floorboard down the front straightaway. Oh, and BJ Cook slammed the door shut and put them both into the wall. And Cowboy Blanchard not going to be too happy about it, but he says, all right, well, I got a car still holding on, so I'll just have to pass you. We'll see if he elects to do it a little bit, if he does it cleanly or not. But BJ Cook, Blanchard trying again to fit it back to his outside. BJ Cook having nothing of it to this juncture of the race. There's just a few more laps to go to get the job done. Blanchard driving a little hot underneath the collar now. Into 3. He'll try to sidestep the 43J this time, but he's playing a little careful here. And BJ's trying to come back up the racetrack just a little bit. Leaves him just enough room. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. 1.5 of them meet the midpoint of the back straightaway. And a cross under off of turn number 2. That was a nice move by Blanchard. Blanchard trying to take that low line away. He'll drive it deep there to the inside of the 43J. Cook's got company. Off of turn number 4, they're going to go side by side here on the final quarter-mile trip. And Cook still continues to hold off Blanchard. Blanchard's got to go, and he's got to go now. He's going to try to check the throttle and drive underneath him. He'll get a big run down the back straightaway, but not enough. Final time in the turn number 3. Blanchard's going to go to the outside of the Boothill Speedway and smash the loud pedal. Got a little loose there. It won't be enough to take the victory as BJ Cook holds him at bay and takes the win. And he's about to let BJ know after the race. The 4A, that's Andrew Hartsoe Jr. from Vivian, Louisiana. Outside the 333 at T. Ray Burkett.
Are you tired? Yeah.
Is that Billy Mazzell? Jeez. The 50 is Keith Herring, as a matter of fact. The B1 should be the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. He'll get wholesale there. 4 wide off the exit of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The reigning King of the Hill winner for $7,000. Swept that night. Got $8,000 total for his effort. He swept the limited modified and factory stock main events. And it was last year here for the King of the Hill. And the driver of the Joel Ball Motorsports number B1. Former car driven by Steak Sauce Heath Wilson. The Marshall Missile Derek Grigsby. Behind the wheel of that number B1 car. Drove it earlier this season. And we'll keep it short and sweet. A little bit of tempers flared anyway in their heat. And he had to park that joker for the rest of the night. Grigsby will be doing double duty tonight. Obviously getting tuned up for the King of the Hill coming up in a couple of weeks. You don't want to miss it, folks. As T-Ray out front with the lead. T-Ray Burkett, most recent victory came at the Lone Star Speedway. And the 333 car, former open wheel modified driver. He raced various classes in his racing career. Been now on a factory stock, or back in a factory stock for a couple of seasons. One of the good guys in the sport. As Derek Grigsby doing everything he can to make work of the 333 of Burkett. Burkett holding on to it pretty well, though, and keeping the B1 at bay. Grigsby, though, you have to think that he knows this racetrack better than most of these guys. And the 50 of Herring goes around right in front of your leaders. And we do not get caution. We'll stay clean and we'll stay green. As now the missile from Marshall going to get a run. He'll send it off into 1 and 2. Derek Grigsby just found out he'll be a proud father once again of a baby boy. Grigsby tying the knot with Megan last week, so congratulations goes out once again to those two. And he'd love nothing more than to pilot this car to victory lane tonight for a nice tune-up and a shot in the arm for the 10,000 win King of the Hill. He'll try to make work to the 333 here for the final few circuits. Should be coming here to the white flag. We will. The white flag is out here. Factory stock, 5th and final heat of the night. The Marshall Missile going to send it into 1 and 2. Grigsby, you got to think that he's going to throw something here at the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Here he comes. Grigsby going to keep up top, and here he comes with a run. Off of 4, he'll try the cross under. Off of turn number 4, the drag race to the checkered flag. T-Ray Burkett's going to hold off the Marshall Missile. Number 99 IRP chassis, it's Mark Underwood Jr. from Ruston, Louisiana. Outside of him, it'll be the 14 of Kelly Lockie from Tyler, Texas. Jared Grace from Leesville, Louisiana. The 20 from Harleton, Texas is Brent Tidwell underway here at the Hill. The Marksville Madman Stephen Guidry in the K1 car. As they send them off into 1 and 2 limited modified heat race number 1. presented by JRP Products. Jeff's Racing Products. Jeff Lewis, proud racer. Been racing here for quite some time. As Papa bumped Johnny Kemp slow there off the exit of 2. We may get a caution early, and we will not. Johnny Kemp trying to get out of harm's way there, and he does just enough. As leading lap 1 is the driver to the number 23 of Cliff Tupper Jr. Cliff Tupper Jr. out front with the lead in the Western Flyer chassis, becoming kind of the hot commodity. As I mentioned with Derek Grigsby not long ago, that the IRP Ingles Racing Performance chassis is here to stay. Oh, and around goes Nate Gaines in front of the remainder of the field, and he gets it refired. As Tupper still holds on to the race lead. The 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. He and his son Cody swept that night as his son won the Louisiana State Championship in the factory stock division. As Tupper rolls to the center of 3 and 4, washes up the racetrack, opens up the door for Ruston, Louisiana's 99 of Mark Underwood Jr. from Ruston. Mark Underwood Jr., a feature race winner here this season. So right now, those top 2 separating themselves over the 121 of Grace, who's having a solid run tonight. Guidry out of Marksville, Louisiana, rides in 4th. Lockie up top in car number 14 of that IRP chassis. As lap traffic will be approaching up ahead quickly for your leader in the 23 of Tupper. The former track champ heads into turn number 3 with the race lead. You got a Western Flyer and an IRP running 1 and 2 right now off of turn number 4. Lap traffic ahead. Oh, baby. Look out, Tupper. Tupper able to dispose of the lap traffic. The 99 of Underwood now to the inside of him down the back straightaway. Underwood still in hot pursuit. One little bobble, one little mistake right there could have been it. But right in front of the nose of the 99 of Underwood. It doesn't allow him to make a gain on him. The white flag is out. The final trip. Final trip around the Greenwood Oval here in heat race number 1 for the limited modifieds, presented by Marshall Lubinato and JRP Products. Underwood's going to send it up top and try to dime it off the exit of corner number 4. Won't be enough. Your winner going to go to the Bossier City racer, Cliff Tupper Jr. A strong run there for your 3rd place finisher of the 121 from Leesville, Louisiana. I can't see at all. Bubba Sampson there, the 80. Ben Leedy. And the Catfish Village B99. Ben Leedy had a good run down at Sammy G. Nolan Motorsports Park not long ago. Makes his way back to Boot Hill. That'll be Cody Tupper there in the white number 23. We're heading up into 1 for the first time. Grigsby gets the whole shot. Tupper to the inside of the 90 of Jody Davidson. Nothing doing. Down the back straightaway. JoJo Wilhelm make a quick work of the 90 of Davidson. He'll slide it right in front of the nose. He holds on to 2nd. Off of 4, the Marshall Missile leads at Boot Hill. Does it pay dividends for Grigsby that he's already seen the surface tonight? Not a whole lot that I'm sure you could translate over from the factory stock and how that car handles versus how this one's handling. With that IRP FX Series car for Jason Ingles. The Marshall Missile out of the Marshall stable. The Marshall Mafia, number 69, rolls off of 4 down the front straightaway. Into turn number 1 with the hungry herd of hounds behind him, nipping at his heels and barking the tail tank of the 69. Grigsby likes it. He likes pressure. Into turn number 3. Grigsby leads him. Boy, that car just really dug there to the center. Oh, baby! And Grigsby just lost the handle and got up in the cushion and lost the handle, and the tail of the car skates up into the retaining wall, and a very uncharacteristic mistake for the driver of the Marshall team. As they head off into turns 1 and 2. How many can 69 pick off? We'll have to see. Already ran down a few laps here. As it'll be 4 in and 4 laps to go, this time by off of turn number 4. Wilhelm leads here at Boothill Speedway tonight. It ain't no slow Joe tonight. JoJo bringing his finest to Boot Hill. So right now, Wilhelm leads the 23 car. Cody Tupper, the 21-year-old, down the back straightaway. Jarrett Grigsby trying to make work of the B99 of Ben Leedy down the back straightaway. Ben Leedy going to slam the door shut there as they approach turn number 3. Grigsby rolling that lane just a little bit higher than the B99. And that outside momentum will work to the advantage of 69 and try to throw Ben Leedy into his hip pocket. He will, but we'll see what Leedy has in a 1 and 2. Leedy fights back. Not enough. Leedy gets disposed of. He'll go to 4th. The Marshall, Texan, Grigsby goes to fourth, but being lady still not done. Off of turn number 4, down the straightaway. White flag is out. Into 3 and 4, off of turn number 4 for the final time. The driver of the RKT operating AMS-powered Whataburger IRP of JoJo Wilhelm takes the victory. Second, we'll go to the number 23 of Cody Tupper. Third, we'll go to the 90 of Jody D. Back to fourth, the 69 of the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Who is it? Hey, what number is that outside of 3?
Did not show though, right?
So Uncle Ricky Ingles there in the number 81 car. The lights are going to go out in heat race number 3 for the limited modifieds. Here we go. Oh boy. It's a Hornet's Nest through 3 and off of turn number 4 here on the opening lap. Off of 4 down the front boulevard. Mason Jordan's going to lead lap number 1 by half a cat's whisker. Into turns 1 and 2. They're side by side for the race lead. 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back to the tail. And down the back chute. It's Mason Jordan in car number 23 who has won some races all the way down in Baton Rouge Raceway at Baker, Louisiana, as a matter of fact. Here comes the former Louisiana State champ from a year ago. Dylan Spear firing bullets. No blanks for 22 Magnum. As right now the 47 of Gary Stuckey holding on to a pretty wheel down the back chute in car number 47 of the Kilgore Texan has the race lead. Stuckey with a couple of victories last season and went on to Texas at Rose Bowl. As they continue to fight tooth and nail, Mason Jordan gets disposed of by the 12 of Ingles. 23 back to fourth. So Gary is stuck out front in 47, but here comes the reigning Louisiana State champ. Spears had some strong runs in this car. Won the night of the Monster Truck Nationals. Down the back straight, they're going to go side by side for the race lead. Into turn number 3. Stuckey continues to hold him at bay, but for how long? Spear appears to have the best car on the racetrack right now. Very maneuverable is car number 22. As they'll continue to vie for the low side of the Boothill Speedway Racing Service, and Jason Ingles about to become a factor here. May run out of time, though, before he can get there and put up a fight. But you never can count out the wily veteran Jason Ingles off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. 6 are scored. Yeah, Ricky Ingles trying to make quick work of the 23 and go to the 4th spot. As they head into turn number 3, this time by Spears going to test the outside line of the Boothill Speedway Racing Service and find some dig, but can't find quite enough. Actually loses ground there. No fear. This track should widen out and be as good as it's been every single Saturday night so far in 2018. Final time through turns 3 and 4. Spear will continue to roll that cushion. Won't be enough. The 47 of Gary Stuckey takes the win out of Kilgore, Texas in the Express Chassis number 47 Stuckey's Heavy Haul entry. Second, we'll go to the 22 Magnum of Dylan Spear. Third, we'll go to the 12 of Racing Jason Ingles. Maybe the driver of the Case Implement Brown Brothers Farms R5 Black Diamond Chassis of Hunter Raston, the former Louisiana State Dirt Track champion. Outside of the Mobags, Morgan Bagley. We're going to go 8 laps. The lights are out. Here we go at Boot Hill. And the first Comp Games for the Dirt Series late model event of the 2018 season. We are underway from the legendary quarter mile over the home of the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship, as Hunter Raston won the 38th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship here for $5,000 in 2011 in an open wheel modified in his Bandit chassis. Now in a black diamond for Ronnie Stuckey. Down the front straightaway, here comes the Ritter Louisiana's Robbie Stewart. Robbie Stewart in the Collins Ford Century 21 6R. He'll dispose of Mobags, Morgan Bagley, and throw him into his hip pocket down the back straightaway. Mobags holds on the third, up in front of the 47 of the Whistle Stop Barbecue K&G Wholesale Tire, black diamond number 47 of Chandler Petty. Chandler Petty, a former top qualifier here in a P&W Sales Southern Non-Professional Racing Series event. The 68-year-old wily veteran Rockin' Ronnie Adams, 50 years of racing, 50 years of badassery around in his racing career right here at Boot Hill in particular. Has over 300 career wins at this racetrack. He rolls off a 4, trying there to the inside of the 57 of bad Chad DuPont. DuPont now, he'll flirt with the outside of the Boot Hill Speedway Racing Service, trying to find his niche here. DuPont, when he was dominating here back in 01 in a late model for a couple of years, when this track with a 3/8 mile hasn't raced here much, as it's obviously been cut down since 2010 by Jim Burford, back to the original quarter mile size when it was built here in 72 and 73 by Doyle Wise. All the late models are hugging the hub right now, and that's uncharacteristic, I'd say, at this point, or this juncture of the race, as this place has been so racy week in and week out, and right now everybody's elected and vying for that low side of the racetrack. And the quick line right now, everybody's hugging the hub of the racetrack. Nobody's testing the waters to the outside except for the 57 of Chad DuPont. He's not able to make up any hay. He's able to hold back the advances of the 11A of Ronnie Adams, but nonetheless out front with the lead. It is R5 of Raston with the white flag out. Off of turn number 4, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Hunter Raston going to roll across the stripe and take the win in Comp Game Super Dirt Series presented by Lucas Oil Heat Race number 1. Second, we'll go to the 6R of Robbie Stewart. Third, we'll go to the 14M of Morgan Bagley, Chad DuPont, or the 45 race here on July the 20th of 2010. Inside of row number 2, it's Cadillac. Jack Sullivan in 18, your reigning winner here at Boothill last August. Brett Frazier outside of him. BJ Robinson in 1. Zach McMillan in 14Z. Marouz, Louisiana's Tanner Killick. And Cade Dillard screaming up from up top. Going to try the cross under. Woo, Dillard got a run into turn number 3. Cade Dillard to the inside of the Catman. Won't be able to get the job done just yet. Down the front boulevard into turn number 1. Dillard going to hug the hub of the racetrack and try to find some dig right there to the back of the 5 of Catman as he gets company from the 18 of Cadillac, Jack Sullivan. Jack Sullivan. I mentioned earlier, Jack is one of the few drivers that has won on this racetrack when it was a 3/8 mile. Won here in a USMTS modified, also on a day race in June of 2009. And then won here, obviously, last August. And his track's been shortened, and he shared his thoughts on the racing service, and he says he likes it better this size. And he likes the bull rings, is kind of like Jack Sullivan. And the best battle on the racetrack right now appears, well, hold on, here comes Dillard. Here comes Cade Dillard trying to live up to his moniker and wow the crowd. The Thriller going up top. Went harder than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour that last time through 1 and 2. We'll see if he elects to do it again. This time he may go higher and elect to have Snoop Dogg ride shotgun with him. Here he comes. Here comes the Thriller, Cade Dillard. Dillard going to rifle off the exit of turn number 2. He'll reel in the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell. John Mitchell's going to have to keep fighting. He's going to have to keep clawing and scratching if he wants to hold on to the race lead, because here comes 97 with some cat scratch fever. Dillard, here he comes. Cade Dillard, who won a Thriller in Chatham a few weeks ago, rolling the outside, and Cade Dillard's going to wow the crowd. Everybody rises to their feet. They give out the whole seat, but you only need the edge, as Cade Dillard rolling the outside of the Boothill Speedway Racing Service, and wow. Rolling it with reckless abandon, going to the outside once again, and John Mitchell elects to go up top this time, but he has nothing for the 97. Down the back straightaway, Dillard throws him into his hip pocket, and he'll send it back into 3 and off of turn number 4. 97's rolling around the Boothill Speedway now. Cade Dillard, the son of the great Greg Dillard. And brother to the Roboline Rocket, Caleb Dillard. Cade Dillard looking for his 5th career late model victory tonight. The former runner-up in the USMTS national point standings will take the checkered flag. Cade the Thriller Dillard takes the victory here at Boot Hill. Second goes to the 5 of the John Mitchell. Third will go to Cadillac, Jack Sullivan.
This is the last chance.
Eddie Brewer is on the pole tonight. No, that's not Eddie Brewer. Yep, I think it is Eddie Brewer, as a matter of fact. Nonetheless, Kevin Peace has the race lead in car number 11. Peace with the race lead. John Lafitte in the 29 holds on to second off of turn number 4. The 6 is Stephen Harris trying to march his way to the front. The 00 is David Vosbury. And they roll off a 2 down the back chute. James Peace out front with the lead. John Lafitte trying to run him down at car number 29. Matthew Lowe starting on the front row from this one at 8:30. Boo, Brittany Shereen, last Saturday night's winner. And the former Louisiana State champ in the Triple X. Got a little cattywampus there on the start, but nonetheless, she leads them. Trying to go 3 wide down the back straightaway here in 4-cylinder heat race number 2. They will go 3 wide. The 57 of Austin DuPont going to get the Walmart special. He got 2 for the price of 1, but Kennington fights back, and they make contact there off of turn number 4. The H30 of Lowe and the 57 of DuPont making contact. Here comes your reigning track champ of the Ford Focus, yellow number 14 of Chris Collier. Won 3 straight here not long ago. He'll roll there to the outside. He'll dispose of the 4th place driver, and he'll go to 4th and set his sights on the number 57 of DuPont. Uh-oh, and Austin DuPont just went around. I don't know if you got it. Adam this year, the number 57. Beginning in a 4-cylinder just like Pops did. So Miss Triple X Brittany Shereen trying to go back to back. She'll take the green and they go 3 wide for second here on the start. Mark Crawley. Oh boy, Kobe Kelly just drove into downtown Shreveport. About ended up in Vivian over there. Oh my goodness gracious. He forgot where the brake pedal was, folks. A little right side romance over here.
Easy one back out. Don't make it break now.
White flag is out. Final trip around the Boothill Speedway for Miss Triple X Brittany Shereen. And the large tire in 3 and 4. Ooh, Brittany, that's close. That's close. Look out, fellas. Ooh. I'm telling you, one of them guys hits that with their they gonna barrel roll. All right, everybody gets through unscathed. Soil Trucking, Ken's hitting in air number 4 for Jeffrey Bechet from Sarepta, Louisiana. It'll be 8 cars, 8 laps of distance. The lights are out. We're underway here in heat race number 1, presented by R&R Timber. Promont heat race number 1. They'll hit off into 1. The driver of the 7A going to use the outside line momentum at his advantage. That's Andrew Hartsoe Jr. They go 3 wide momentarily down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, they're going to go side by side here off the center point off of turn number 4 to the flag stand. It's ooh, baby. That'd have been about a dead heat, but I think that the bent bullet, Josh Bockham, got him by half a cat's whisker. Bockham had it by about a half a cat's whisker. The head down the back straightaway. Nose in the head by about half a car length. Still side by side for the lead. The 325 of Bockham rolling right there lane from the bottom. The 7A using that outside line momentum, working to his advantage. Hartsoe gets back on the loud pedal, tries to even the way, can't get the job done this time. And the caution is out here in Promont heat race number 1. The driver of the 7A out of Vivian of Andrew Hartsoe Jr. We'll see if anybody else has anything for him. Lights are out. We're backing away. Keep your eyes on the Gentle Giant. Jason Beasley got a good restart there to the outside of the 7A, and he goes to second. Beasley goes to second. The Bee's Knees, this second. Oh, baby. Nearly got a shot in the shorts there, but the 16 car is hooked up tonight, digging like Dale. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Beasley. The BFG, the big friendly giant off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Setting his sights on the rear tank of the 325 of Josh Bockham. Bockham about to have company with the Vivian Racer. Jason Beasley may have one of the best cars he's had here all season long, right here in the slick. The car is dug into the Boothill Speedway Racing Service, and that 16 car is planted. And Bockham, though, a tough customer. I believe Beasley may have the better car right now. He may get there. It would be one thing to get there. It would be one thing to dispose of Bockham. As Bradley Barnes having a good run going back here in the 3rd spot. And car number 30. Jeffrey Bechet not living up to, I guess, Bechet-type performance to this point. Car is not handling the expectation. He is mired back and forth And you can kind of tell right now the car's not handling the way he would obviously like it to be. So Baucom felt the pressure, and is able to separate himself, and will have nothing of a challenge from the 16 of Beasley, as it will be 1.5 laps to go when he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. So Randy Darling brought out the most recent caution. The 73-year-old in car number 33 will re-tack to the back of the field, and we get them re-racked and stacked. We'll see if anybody has anything for Baucom out of Benton, Louisiana here on this late restart. He leads them off of 4 to the white flag. Final trip around the quarter mile over here in Greenwood, Louisiana, right off of exit 3. And the 30 of Barnes has something for the 16 of Beasley. Vivian, Louisiana's Jason Beasley. It gets disposed of, and I tell you what, the 30 of Bradley Barnes really coming on strong, but it's a little too late for a victory. He'll roll off of 4, and he'll hold on and grab second over the 16 of Beasley, but your winner going to go to the 325 of Baucom. Your winner of Pro Mod Heat Race number 1. Out of Benton, Michael Jordan in 5A. Inside of row number 2, the Roboline Rocket, Caleb Dillard in the number 52. Is that Dillard? I got it. Michael Jordan and Matthew Thompson going to go at it. Oh, Michael Jordan just lost the handle and then collects the one car who was way up the racetrack trying to avoid any kind of contact. That's unfortunate because the 154 of Matthew Thompson made an evasive move to actually go. The 2016 Boothill Speedway Pro Mod Track Champion. The H4 of Ronnie Hildebrandt out front with the race lead right now on H4. They're side by side for second. Off of 4, last Saturday night's winner, Robert Graham, trying to work to the front. The guy who almost stole it away from him there in the late going, the 4V of Doug Vick Jr. They're going to go side by side still for second. Still door to door, but Vick Jr. finally disposes of him and holds on to second comfortably now. Off of 4, Mike Washburn with the race lead in car number 27. Josh Bauckham already won heat race number 1 tonight. We'll see what Washburn has in store. Vic Jr. stormed to the front in heat number 2. Then Mike Washburn still out front of the Architects, Mcmillan Welding, McDonald's sponsor, Pizza Rev number 27, and a comfortable advantage. The best battle off of turn number 4 between Michael Shaw on the 9, the 515 of Humphrey, the 52 of the Rubbling Rocket, Caleb Dillard. Down the back straightaway, the turn number 3, Caleb Dillard. Trying to make work of the 9 of Michael Shaw. Dillard hasn't raced here much in his career as well. As mentioned earlier, his brother Kate Dillard hadn't raced here much as well. And nonetheless, Caleb has been a good shoe at a Roebling, Louisiana, and the caution flag will wave. You certainly got to love and respect as Mike Washburn going to send them back and get this party back started. The Case Spin Bake will get the candles refired here off of turn number 4. Washburn on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Washburn leads them. Humphrey, and around goes Eves. Tim continues to roll, and he'll get it refired. No harm, no foul. We'll say green. Off of 4. Washburn leads down the front straightaway at Boothill. Washburn rolling right to the center of the racetrack that time. Down the back straightaway. The best battle for third. Around goes the 27. Oh, boy. Everybody's like a three-legged dog in an icy lake right now. Hitting some character spots. And the caution is out. A proud sponsor. You want to support anybody that's a proud sponsor of Dirt Track Racing and Mike Washburn and Pizza Rev. The lights are out. We're back underway. Back down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Caleb Dillard fighting to the outside of Humphrey. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. They're going to go side by side for second still. Side by side off of turn number 4. Caleb Dillard to the outside of the 505 of Humphrey. He would have had it that time of the line by half of a nose. And a half a nose for Caleb Dillard. Dillard going to drive it back deep into the center part of the Boothill Speedway and smash a loud pedal off the exit of turn number 2. Into turn number 3. They're still side by side for second. Mike Washburn's gone with the win, but the battle for second's a good one. Caleb Dillard in the 515 of Humphrey. The white flag is waving in front of the face of him this time by. It's going to be very important. Oh, Dillard just lost the handle right in front of the field. Caleb drove it in there a little too deep. And off of turn number 4, a face full of checkered flag. Look for his 5th win of the year. Washburn with another heat race victory with his hand out of the roof of the race car. Dillard holds on to grab third behind the 515 of Humphrey, who finishes in second. So the Roebling Rocket, Caleb Dillard still able to hold on and muscle that thing home to a third place finish. So the lights are out. Your first B-main of this dirt track Saturday night with the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series late models in the house. Travis Bowden and Jody Davidson going to smash the throttle and get this one underway. We're underway from the Boothill Speedway in B-main number 1. They'll go at it down the front straightaway in the turn number 1, side by side, 2 by 2 by 2, all the way back to the tail. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Tony Lindsay. Tony Lindsay trying to find something there to the hub of the racetrack, down to the inside of the 11 of Travis Bowden. Bowden to the inside of the 90 of Davidson. Davidson will lead lap number 1 in 90. Jody D leads lap number 1. Davidson's going to lead lap number 1, followed by the 11 of Travis Bowden, the 1 of Tony Lindsay in 4th. The 68 of Esquinez, James Martin in 5th. It is the 7J of Joshua Funderburk. Funderburk in the 5th and final spot right now. Into turn number 3. Maybe he thought that tough break for Joshua Funderburk in the 7J car as the top 4 separated themselves from the 5th spot of the B1 of Joel Ball as they roll off of 4. Down the front straightaway, the 90 of Jody Davidson leads. 3 wide off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Jacob Mauser going up top. Keith Herring trying to there to the outside. Joel Ball's run away from that the rest of that battle. Oh, and around goes Herring. Herring going to lose the handle in 1 and 2. He'll get it rolling and strolling. Off of 4. Davidson leads at Boothill. Jody D leads at Boothill Speedway. And P-Main number 1 for the factory stocks. The top 5 to the main event. And Joel Ball comfortably has the 5th and final transfer spot in the bag right now as they roll off at turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Into turn number 1. The 90 of Davidson leads them. The 11 of Bowden has his hands full with Tony Lindsay. Tony Lindsay back in a factory stock and back racing here at Boothill. It's always a great sight to see. The Lindsay's a staple of the racing here in Greenwood, Louisiana, have been for quite some time. Rolling down the front straightaway back into turn number 1. JT Turner on his back bumper. The 100 of Brian Cook outside pole. Freddie Blanchard outside of row number 2. The lights are out. We're underway here at the hill in B-Main number 2 for the factory stocks. You got to get to the top 4. You want to go to play the main event, you better dance. You better get to shuffling. You got to get to that top 4. Here comes Randy Cox going 3 wide down the back straightaway. Randy Cox just disposed, or try to get 2 for a price of 1. He'll try to get around the 2K of Nick Kirby now off of 4 down the front boulevard. B-Main action here at the Boothill Speedway. Hot and heavy early on. Track's really starting to widen out here. Randy Cox there, trying back to the outside. He's going to have company with the 55 of Myers. 2 good cars starting towards the tail here. They got their work cut out for them if they want to go to the main event tonight. Down the boulevard, it's the 18Y of Scott Young holding off the Outlaw chassis number 100 from Florien, Louisiana of Brian Cook. Cook now going to try to find something to the inside. Supplying the dig underneath that 100 is Cade Dillard's CDR shocks. War shocks by CDR supplying some dig here. Off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Scott Young still leads. Off of 4 down the front straightaway, the 18Y. Scott Young has company with the Florien, Louisiana racer Brian Cook. The Team 91 chassis built by Craig Oakes out front with the race lead, your current Boothill Speedway point leader. Coming into tonight's action, and we got one coming to a slow stop off the exit of turn number 2, and we'll have to get a caution here. A caution is going to come out here in the V-Main.
Complete, 3 to go.
7 laps complete, 3 laps to go. The top 4 go to the main event tonight. The top 4 go to the big dance. The rest have to throw it on the trailer. We'll see them later. And the lights are out. We're back underway with Scott Young from Bossier City out front with the lead. Nicholas Kirby wants some of the pie here. He'll go to the outside of the B7 of Freddie Blanchard for the 4th and final transfer spot. Blanchard fires back to his inside and holds it by about a half a car length down the back straightaway. Here comes Cody Myers. Myers is going to be the fly in the ointment here. Here he comes. 55 with 2 laps to go. Going to try to the inside here as Blanchard makes contact with a 35 of Turner. Oh, baby. Throw a blanket right now over the top 4. As Cook holds on to second. The 3 wide for transfer. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide for the 4th and final transfer spot. The white flag's coming out, and here comes Myers. Oh, my goodness gracious. Making more contact here for the fourth and final transfer spot. Nicholas Kirby's coming around, and he's about to smash the wall maybe. He's able to corral it. A nice job holding on to the wheel there for the 2K of Kirby. And Myers is actually going to try to go for third here when he was sitting in 8th place or 7th place prior to the restart. The checkered flag is out. Your winner going to the 18Y of Scott Young. Second, we'll go to the 100 of Cook. Third, we'll go to the 55 of Myers. Fourth and final transferee, we'll go to the B7 of Freddie Blanchard. Zelda third, outside pole sitter alongside Harleton, Texas racer Brent Tidwell. A pair of Ingles Racing Performance chassis built by Jason Ingles, the IRP guru. As they get ready to smash the throttle and get us underway here. Lights are out. Here we go. ProMod last chance. ProMod B main to the staging area. ProMods. ProMod last chance qualifier to the staging area now.
Ricky usually keeps up with it. I'll go tell him. Yeah, but it's kind of.
Oh, contact for the lead. Looping them both around. The good news is they'll still go to the main event if they can just keep going.
Still going. Still going.
Sterling run. Bloomquist relinquishes 6 during the caution period to put new rear tires on. Davenport leads Ricky Weiss, Jimmy Owens, Earl Pearson, Hudson O'Neill. Wow. Lights are out. We're underway here at Boothill in your B main. Well, we throw the checkers then. We got a battle for the race lead down the back straight. The good news is, guys, y'all go to the main event now. Before the... Yep, here comes the white. Michael Jordan. Gonna try to throw the slam dunk here in the 1 and 2 on the 27 of Ronnie Long. He says, get out of here. Smashing the backboard, throwing glass all over the face of the 27. Final time through 3 and off of 4. Your winner go to the 5A of Michael Jordan. Oh, boy. Cowboy Richard Blanchard from Coshada in the 45. 34 JR's Josh Daughtery celebrating a birthday today. The lights are out. Here we go. Age ain't nothing but a number. The 61-year-old Ricky Ingles going to put his foot through the floorboard and get this party started. We're off of 4 and underway at the legendary Boothill Speedway, the home of the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. as they head off in the one and hustle it. A little bit of contact there with Rollo in the tilt tank to the 81 of Ingles. Not going to upset the 81 enough. Down the back straightaway, they hold on. It'll be the 81 of Ingles who has the race lead. Bo Perry, though, we'll see if that outside line momentum pays dividends. Wow, Bo Perry just drove the car deep there to the center point of 3 and off of 4. But leading lap number 1 will be the 61-year-old veteran of Ricky Ingles. Ingles leads lap number 1 here at the hill tonight. Into 1 and 2. Rollo to the inside of the 12 of Bo Perry. They're 3 wide there for 5th. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide there. B.J. Cook way up top in the 43J. The 45 of Cowboy Richard Blanchard already on a march to the front. Here comes Blanchard. Richard Blanchard from Chandler, Louisiana. They're 3 wide back here all the way through the tail of the field. We got some phenomenal racing taking place so far to this point. Pilkington now going to try to make quick work with the 81 of Ricky Ingles for the race lead. Oh, B.J. Cook just lost the handle there in the middle of 1 and 2. He's going to try to corral it. He does. Down the back straightaway. A lot of... Oh, and here comes the 22 of Pilkington. Pilkington all over the tail tank. Smells blood in the water here. And off of 4. He's going to be tough. Pilkington has won every crown jewel around the Arklatex, minus the big 10,000 on King of the Hill. He'll be a threat there this season, and he's getting that 22 Rixis Performance Jet chassis tuned up well. He drove that car deep there once again. Waited till he almost got the I-20 and set it up there at the railroad tracks by Superior Trailer. And decided to park it and head back down the front boulevard. Not making contact with the 81 of Ricky Ingles. Ingles trying to get his 4th victory this season. Leads all factory stock drivers with 3. Took him 2.5 years to get his first factory stock win. And once he got the first one, as they say, once you get the first one, the rest come easy here. And I don't know if that is true or not, but nonetheless, felt good to get the monkey off its back. Finally got one. And at 11:30 a.m., the Tiger, Kiss Country 93 FM. Joe Best Performance number 81. And as he rolls here off of turn number 4, Rollo gonna make him earn it tonight. Bo Perry, though, gonna do equally what 22 is doing to 81, as 12 will try to do that to 22. Into 1. T-Ray Burkett having a strong run tonight. Sitting in the 4th spot, being pressured here by the 45 of Cowboy Richard Blanchard. $10,000 weighs into the balance here in a couple of weeks. And right now, the racetrack is, I wouldn't say that it was as racy, obviously, as it was last weekend. But if you have a car that can make a gain, you can probably do it. But right now, they seem to all be tucking right around the hub of the racetrack, around the Uke tires. We'll see if Pilkington elects to try something different here late in the going. If he's there, of course. Ingles holding off the advances of Rollo. Pilkington able to keep the car straight and smooth off the exit. That's the difference right now, as Ingles is able to get into the corners and get off the exit of corner number 2 and off of 4 a little bit better than the 22 of the Marshall Texan Ronald Pilkington can do. A little bit of bobble that time by Pilkington. Opens up the door for Ingles to separate himself by about a car length. Off of 4, has a car length and a half at the flag stand. Bo Perry still within striking distance, riding in the 3rd spot. He's on a podium finish right now in Superior Barn Grill number 12. Wants to celebrate in victory lane and having Superior Margarita. Down the back chute. Into 3. Pilkington has closed the gap once again on the 81 of Ricky Ingles. Ingles shuts the door and they make a little bit of slight contact, a little bit of a kiss there. I had to pull this up. I can't see. Here comes Rollo again, trying to do something with him. Here comes Rollo to the inside for the race lead. Comes up a little bit short once again as Ingles using that line just a little bit higher on the racetrack to work to the advantage of him. As they head back off into 1, Pilkington's going to try to take his stride that time. Can't do it. As Pilkington takes a peek, it opens up the door for the 12 of Perry. You got a 3-way takeaway for the lead right now here at the hill. The 13th points of into the 2018 season off of 4 down the front straightaway. It's heating up. Here comes the 12 of Bo Perry. Bo typically knows when to go and when to charge, and right now a little bobble by Pilkington going to send the 12 to 2nd. And the same could be said for Pilkington as well as the 81 of Ricky Ingles, as T-Ray Burkett riding back and forth and Cowboy Blanchard is 5th. All waiting on these guys to make a little bit of a slight bobble or a mistake to take advantage of. Not sure it's going to happen tonight, as Craig Oakes has worked his way in, reeling in the top 5 duo. Oh, and just as I say it, Craig Oakes may have just popped the power plant. I don't know. Everybody tucked around the hub. Oh, Ingles pushed up that time, but is able to hold on. Is the car tightening up on him? Is the car slowing down for Ingles? Ingles is getting in, and boy, he's going to have to make that car wider than a triple wide trailer if he wants to get the job done tonight. Ronald Pilkington is one of the best to do it in this class. He's won the Armadillo Nationals, won the Longhorn Classic at Billy White's Timberline Speedway. Ricky Ingles making that car wider than a triple wide trailer. It is a quadruple wide right now. And if Ingles wants to win this race, he's going to have to continue to do what he's done to this point and slam the door shut in front of the face of the 22 of Ronald Pilkington. Will lap traffic become a factor? If lap traffic becomes a factor, you definitely, and Pilkington gave him another shot in the shorts there. A little bit of a nip of the heels for the 81 of Ricky Ingles, proving that, hey, I might be 61 years old, but you young fellas can sit down and take a seat. Got to give respect and respect is due, and this fella here has been wheeling cars for quite some time. He considers this one of his home racetracks here in Lone Star Speedway. Been cutting his teeth, been racing here for quite some time. As he heads back off into 1 and 2. Ingles opens up the door for Rollo again. Rollo ready to thread the needle and go right through the threshold. Can't do it. Off of 4. Pilkington all over the 81. Late models to the staging area. Late models into the staging area. Back into turn 1, approaching lap traffic. Scott Young, your point leader, going to be one of the cars that will be a victim. And the 81 sliding up again. He's got enough, though, to hold the 22 at bay. Oh, and Bo Perry was trying to fit it underneath the 22. It's close and tight-knit racing right now, and your top 5 are all tighter than the top string on a Texas fiddle. Yeah, the white flag is out for the 81 of Ricky Ingles, driving a smooth and a smart race. Will Pilkington give him the bump and run this time in the 1? Lap traffic of the 18 while Scott Young going to play respect here. Oh, and Rollo shot up the racetrack. Not sure the 81 of Ingles is going to come up short tonight unless he gets a bump in the shorts. Final time, his 4th win of the year here at Boothill Speedway goes to the 61-year-old Wiley veteran. Ricky Ingles gets the factory stock win tonight. Well, Ingles earned that one tonight, folks. Hold back the advances of the 22 of Ronald Pilkington. I think Pilkington threw everything he had at him, had a little bit of a bobble there late in the going, and just couldn't close that gap back in. Took Ricky 2.5 years to get his first factory stock win since driving this car for Joe Best, and now this will be his 4th win in his last 5 starts. The Monster Truck Night was not a points race, so this will be his 4th consecutive points-paying event here at Boothill in the Laser Racing chassis. In the Twin City Towing, East Texas Hauling and Rigging, Dirty South Customs, the Laser chassis. From Longview, Texas, driving the Kiss Country, 93 FM, 93.7. 11:30 a.m. the Tiger, car number 81, getting ready to climb out. I often say it, that age ain't nothing but a number, baby. Here he comes. Give it up for him, Boothill. 61-year-old Ricky Ingles in victory lane. Well, Ricky, you know the old saying in racing is they say that after you get the first one, everything comes easy from here. I don't know if you would agree with that assessment, but I'll tell you what, since you got that first one here, this is now your 4th win in 5 starts, and, man, this 81 car is really rolling.
Well, ain't no win ever easy. Rollo was all over me the whole time, and there was a bunch of other dogs back there ready to get my bone.
No doubt. That was a segue right into my next question. Is you had a lot of hungry hounds back there nipping at your heels tonight. I know you felt Rollo. You know he kept running to the inside, but man, you made this car wider than a triple wide trailer tonight. Yeah,
he just showed me where I needed to run.
Man, were you nervous though the entire race? I mean, you've been at this long enough to know that you just got to keep your line and just hold them at bay.
Some grip down there. When I got down there, you could tell it was a lot more grip.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always got to feel good to win in this class, too. I mean, we talked about this not long ago. You've won in so many different classes in your racing career, but, man, this is as competitive, I'm sure, as any class you probably raced in, right?
Oh, yes, it is. There's so many good drivers, and the cars are so close. You just watch the races. You see how close they are.
Absolutely. Do you feel pretty confident heading into the 10,000 win in a couple of weeks?
Man, we're just as good as we can be. You know, it takes some luck. You got to get a good starting position. You got to have a little luck, and we're probably not the quickest car, but we're pretty decent.
It's pretty quick, Ricky. But I want to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks who help you out in this race car.
Oh, I'd like to thank my friend Joe Best, Twin City Towing, East Texas Hauling and Rigging, and all the other guys. I'd like to thank Willa for all the help. You look all over it. I can't think of everybody right now.
This stuff doesn't wear you out anymore behind the wheel, does it? I mean, it doesn't wear you out behind the wheel as far as your endurance, anything?
These cars aren't so bad. The Limited, I'm having to work a lot harder in that thing. It just ain't working near as good.
You feel as good at 61 as you probably did at 30?
I wish.
Yeah, great to see you. Well-deserved victory tonight, Ricky.
Okay, thank you.
Give it up for him, folks. Ricky Ingles gets the job done, and he's in ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane on the slab. The most famous salute in all of motorsports, the Cop Cam Super Dirt Series presented by Lucas Oil, 4 wide for their only trip here at Boot Hill in 2018. Another former runner-up in the USMTS National Points. Should be a good one. 35 laps the distance. Ready to feel the thunder here at the Boothill Speedway. Super late models back for the first time in 2018. And Hunter Raston ready to put his foot through the floorboard. We're underway here at Boothill. Underway at the Boothill Speedway, your 35-lap main event for the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series, presented by Lucas Oil. The 3 wide already for second on the start. Dillard got a little loose and high, wide, and handsome on the get-go of this one. Robbie Stewart working the hub of the racetrack off of 4. Hunter Raston's going to lead lap number 1. So Hunter Raston leads the first few laps here at Boothill Speedway tonight. Trying to get that first win since winning the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship here, 38th annual event, and an open wheel modified several years ago. Cade Dillard says, I'll live or die by the cushion tonight, and unfortunately not much up there to grab right now. Robbie Stewart has a hot rod tonight, trying to reel in the Black Diamond Chassis R5 of Hunter Raston of the Brown Brothers Farms Cooper's Country Pleasant sponsored R5. Heading off into 1. Longhorn Chassis just won $53,000 in the form of Jonathan Davenport and I-80 Speedway in Greenwood, Nebraska tonight. With the misfortune of Bobby Pierce here in Louisiana tonight, Ronnie Stuckey's got a Black Diamond out front of the form of the R5 of Raston. The 6R of Robbie Stewart right second as well in a BD. And the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell, your lone Rocket XR1 right now in the top 5. As the 14 of Mobags, all right, Morgan back in a Rocket XR1 as well. He rides back here in the 4th spot. Robbie Stewart trying to win one for the home state tonight. Cade Dillard on the outside pole, and he tested the outside waters. There wasn't anything there for him, and he lost quite a few wholesale spots. And he'll have to really pull a rabbit out of the hat if he wants to pull out a victory tonight. And the lap traffic should become approaching here for Hunter Raston. The first victim to go a lap down, it appears at this point, will be the 6 of Lynn Beach off of turn number 4 down the front boulevard into turn number 1. Raston holding on to a pretty wheel here, and after disposing of Beach, it puts him down a lap. Robbie Stewart is there. Robbie Stewart's ready to pounce. You know, Robbie Stewart may have the best hot rod of the bunch. There's no doubt about it. He is working very well right around the hub. Everybody utilizing the same lane here at the Boothill Speedway in this main event for the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series presented by Lucas Oil. Very uncharacteristic, if I were to say, as racy as this racetrack has been all year long. I can't say that it's locked down many times this year, if any. I guess that's a product of a very, very, very hot summer day, and hats go off and hands go up for Tim Higgins for all the hard work that he's done on this racetrack. This place has been absolutely phenomenal week in, week out, and I guess sometimes you're bound to be dealt the card that you don't want to see, but nonetheless, happy to have a place to race. We are at the place to race, the Boothill Speedway. As Robbie Stewart trying to make quick work of the R5 of Raston. Now lap traffic will become a major reality here in a couple of laps as the next car in line will be the 3K, the Marouge, Louisiana youngster of Tanner Killick. Tanner Killick has really started to push the progression and come a long way in his young racing career. But down the back straightaway, he'll have his hands full here to get disposed of and get put down a lap by the R5 of Raston, who is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry down the front straightaway back into turn number 1. BJ Robinson up ahead, as well as the 5 of Brad Couch. Down the back chute off of turn number 2. Raston's got to feel the pressure from the 6R of Stewart, but he knows that if he holds his line and just keeps rolling right there, that Robbie would have to probably move him or really thread and force the issue, as lap traffic is starting to impede the progress of Raston. Will Raston have to go where he does not want to go? Because as soon as he goes higher on the racetrack, the 6R Stewart's going to close the gap. Robbie Stewart racing in a tough race through lap traffic around the bottom side of the racetrack, the preferred line. And Hunter Raston trying to find it. He tries to force the issue there. Thought better of it. He knows how smart you got to be, and he has to feel the pressure from the Louisiana's Robbie Stewart here. Robbie Stewart Typically shows up and shows out for the state of Louisiana when he goes and runs the topless 100 at Batesville Motor Speedway. He's qualified in that race more than any other Louisiana driver in the history of that event. Down the front straightaway, back into turn number 1. BJ Robinson not having the performance that BJ was looking for tonight. BJ has been tough as nails, has a Comp Cams victory this season at Why Not Motorsports Park. As Robbie Stewart still clinging to the tail tank of the R5 of Hunter Raston for the race lead. John Mitchell just got bottled up there. Mitchell just got bottled up in lap traffic. And the 14M of Bagley takes advantage, as well as the 47 of Chandler Petty. Cade Dillard trying to take advantage as well. Off of 4, Robbie Stewart all over the bumper, and the caution flag waves. Caution flag is out for the one of B.J. Robinson. So Hunter Raston from Jonesboro, Arkansas, trying to get his second victory on the year. Nearly won the championship in 2015. The lights are out. We are back underway here at the Boothill Speedway. Not a great race start for the 6R of Stewart. Robbie Stewart gonna have to get the RPMs and momentum wound back up underneath the 6R car. And the yellow flag comes back out, impeding the progress of the field. Back underway here at the Boothill Speedway in your Comp Cams Dirt Series main event. There's been 10 different winners on the tour this year. Raston trying to repeat after his April 1st victory at the Lone Star Speedway. He's really getting around the hub very well. Came here for the very first time in his Bandit Chassis Open Wheel Modified in 2011 and won 5,000. Mentioned that multiple times tonight, but obviously he likes the way this Boothill Speedway is as he holds on down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And off of 4, Raston still leads, trying to separate himself from the 6R of Robbie Stewart from DeRitter. DeRitter's Robbie Stewart has now put about, I would say, nearly a whole half a straightaway on this restart over the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell. Mitchell rides 3rd. In 4th, it's the 14 of Mobags, Morgan Bagley. Cade Dillard trying to flirt with disaster there. Peek to the outside of the 47 of Chandler Petty. Not able to get the job done. Everybody continuing to just roll and rock and roll around the hub of the speed plant. Man. But this right here is why time trials are so very important on nights like tonight on a hot summer night. Track position at an ultra premium for the R5 of Raston as well as the 6R of Stewart, who both turned a very quality lap to put themselves up front of the field. John Mitchell either has his hands full tonight, but he's got the rest of the field nipping at his heels. Oh, and John just broke, speaking of. John just broke down the back straightaway, and everybody splits the in and outs of him in the 5. Not sure if he has a flat tire, but John Mitchell slows, and the caution flag waves on the speed plant. The caution flag waves at the hill. The Catman, John Mitchell, blows a right rear tire on the number 5 Rocket XR1. So 8 laps to go. Hunter Raston from Jonesboro, Arkansas is going to put his foot through the floorboard and get the candles relit. We'll get the party back started. We're back underway here at the hill. Will Robbie Stewart pull a rabbit out of the hat here and wrestle one away? Dillard up to the 5th spot now. Chandler Petty's 4th in the 47. 3rd is the 14 of Mobags, Morgan Bagley. 2nd, DeRitter, Louisiana's Robbie Stewart still holding on to the bridesmaids in this one. And barring a catastrophe for Raston, don't know if anybody's going to be able to get around him tonight. Stewart just bobbled big there off the exit of 2. Had some leverage on 3rd. And Morgan Bagley. The question is, how long are the tires going to hold up for Robbie? Into turns 1. Off of 2. Down the back chute. Into turn number 3. Five laps to go, shown from veteran flagman David Corbello this time by. This time by, it'll be 3 trips around the Boothill Speedway, only 3 more trips around. As they roll off at turn number 4, this time down the front straightaway. Raston, and in comfortable command of this main event. 2 laps to go. Shown from the veteran flagman David Corbello. This time by the Comp Games for the Dirt Series presented by Lucas Oil. And this main event presented by Hoosier Tires, Quartermaster, Larry Shaw Race Cars, Rock Hard Powder Coating, P&W Sills, Lucas Oil Products, and Henrietta Ford. This time off of 4. Oh, into the wall. Oh, my. Zach Mcmillan going to draw the call for R5, Brown Brothers Farms entry. We'll see if he can hold on. Robbie Stewart from Dillard, Louisiana, trying to do something with him, but we'll see what happens as we get underway with a green-white checkered restart off of turn number 4. Morgan Bagley, Chandler Petty, Kate Dillard, your top 5. Here we go. Backing away into turn number 1, heading Alpha 2 down the back straightaway. Hunter Raston trying to hold on here. He'll come off of 4. This time by to the white flag. Hugging the hub and hugging it well. The white flag out from veteran flagman David Corbello. Down the back straightaway for the final time. It'll be no problem tonight. Putting a stress on time trials and an awesome heat race performance. Hunter Raston back to victory lane for the second time for the Comp Games for the Dirt Series of 2018. Second, we'll go to the 6R Robbie Stewart. Third, we'll go to the 14 Emma Morgan Bagley. Fourth, we'll go to Austin Arkell's Chandler. Woody Hampton, the Comp Games for the Dirt Series photographer, and ABC Auto Parts Victor Lane as well. Like this 41 Forever Jason Johnson sticker on the spoiler of this entry. The driver of the Midwest Sheet Metal Brown Brothers Farm. It's pretty awesome. Or it's not awesome, but. And the Jig Designs out of Menominee, Wisconsin. The B&B Motorsports Stuckey Enterprises Black Diamond Racing chassis. This will be his second win this season in the Arklatex. Scored the win on April the 1st at the Lone Star Speedway in Kilgore, Texas. For his first one in over a year. And won the 38th Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship right here at this racetrack. And a lot of adversity faced so far to get down here to just the race tonight. It is a hot night. Hunter looks worn out. Give it up for him, Boothill Speedway, for Hunter Aston from Jonesboro, Arkansas in R5. Well, Hunter, you've taken a liking to this racetrack in the past. You've won the Louisiana State Championship here in your Bandit chassis, modified in 2011. I've raced here just a couple of times since that time. Man, I tell you what, preferred line was right around the bottom tonight. Stewart had a good car, but I'm sure if you felt like you held your line, you probably had this one in the cat bag.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're just fortunate to be here. Truck broke down. Had a lot of bad luck, and now we got a right rear flat, but hopefully that was the bad luck was out of the way.
I tell you, man, what does it mean, though? You kind of face the adversity like you face this weekend. It makes these wins just that much sweeter, doesn't it?
It sure does. And I appreciate everybody having us. And I wasn't able to make it here last year, so it was my first trip here in a late model. So last time I was here, I think you said was 2011.
Yeah. You won the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship for $5,000 I had that night. Anything you remember about the track that night that you translated over this evening?
No, people, when I talked to them, they couldn't remember if it had been reconfigured since I'd been here last, but it's pretty much the same. Didn't have that little lip down there, but about the same.
I tell you, were you nervous there late? You know, you're kind of having to wait around those last few cautions, just kind of getting around there. Were you ever worried about the tires? You think, okay, I hope this thing will seal up too much?
Oh, no, I wasn't worried about it sealing up. I just worried about having a flat because everybody was like going off the track, and I was kind of weaving back and forth, and I thought I felt it going down there, and I got a little loose on those last 2 laps, but it held in just long enough.
You want to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out in this race team?
Yeah, I sure do. I want to thank the Brown Brother Farm. I want to thank Cooper's Country Meat Packers, Keith Hammock Trucking, Jiggy Signs. Got to thank Ronnie Stuckey and everybody down there. Clements Race Engines, Case IH, and I got to thank all my help. They worked their butts off, and I couldn't do it without everybody, and none of us would be here without none of y'all fans.
Congratulations to you, Hunter. Perhaps this will give you a good shot in the arm for the rest of the 2018 season. Go get you some more dubs.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Parking it on the slab tonight, ABC Auto Parts Victor Lane. Hunter Aston from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Hey, good run for you tonight, sir. From Dillard, Louisiana, Robbie Stewart brings the Collins Form 6R home and a solid runner-up finish. Solid run for you tonight, Robbie.
Yeah, man. We went to Wisconsin here a little week ago and picked up this MB Customs, and I'm glad we went and got it. We had a good car tonight, good run for Hunter there, and just wasn't nothing we could do about it. Just gave him a good hard race.
It puts a emphasis on time trials, obviously, in a good heat race performance. You know, in the main event, you know, you kind of per line right around the hub, so that puts an emphasis on how well you qualify for this deal.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, qualifying had a big outcome on this race, but hey, you know, it is what it is.
When you go and pick up a new car like this, you go all the way up to Menominee, Wisconsin, see Jimmy and Chris up there and get you a new car. I mean, is this everything you hope for? I mean, obviously you'd like to be standing where Hunter's standing, but you can't be probably any happier than what's going on so far.
Yeah, first night in the car, and them guys have been a big help on the phone and get us pointed in the right direction, and looking forward to continue racing this car. And I'd like to thank my help, Tommy Moses, Big T, Todd Duzat, Stacy Mason, my son, Anthony Meek, and Collins Engine Works, Stewart Timber, Century 21, All-Star Ford, Century 21, Moses Dirt Works, Jeremy Burge Allstate, and Roush Yates Engines by Collins. Appreciate it.
Great to see you, Northwest Louisiana. Great run tonight. I'm sure you're more deserving than a lot of folks to be up on this podium, man. Great run.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all having us.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, from DeRidder, Louisiana. Robbie Stewart comes home in second. We'll get a quick word here with Mo Bags. Morgan Bagley comes home with a solid third place finish. Morgan, I'm sure it feels pretty good to be back racing a little closer to home here at Boot Hill.
Oh yeah, it's always nice to be able to come back home and race against, in front of all our fans and everybody back here at home. We miss out on a lot of opportunities to get, to come over here, and glad we were able to make it tonight.
It's pretty warm out there. You're just trying to hold on to it and get this one thrown into the history books, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he just props off to the track, Ricky and them, and all you fans for coming out here. And it's hot, and but y'all packed the stands tonight. That's great. We couldn't do it without y'all. And for Ricky and the promoters, it's 110 degrees. A lot of racetracks are canceling around here, and this guy's out here working his butt off to put a race on. And I'm glad y'all came to support him, and glad we could be here to do it.
Spoken like a true class act, man. I just do want to give you an opportunity to thank the folks that help you out in this race team.
I got to thank my car owner, Wayman and Kay Mcmillan. He gets it's probably the first time he's got to see me race all year. So good to be back, and with the PW Sales and the Mcmillan family. And my dad, he's my only crew guy I got, and he's been working hard. Can't thank him enough. And then Denny, we got hauler problems too. And Denny Guyver, all his fans that didn't get to see him race tonight, you can blame it on me because I had to steal his trailer. He brought me out here tonight. So thanks again for everybody.
Glad to see you too. Great run, Morgan. Well-deserved top 3 finish for you.
Thank you, buddy.
Give it up for him, folks. Morgan Bagley, the Lone Star Leadfoot, comes home with a solid third place finish. Once again, if you headed out of Boot. Into 1 and 2 on the original restart here in your 4-cylinder main event. Oh, Collier and Lowe, midpoint there of the back straightaway, making some more contact. Boy, there! Oh my goodness, Carter's into the front straightaway wall hard. I mean, back straightaway, turn 3 retaining wall. Dude, that Peace out front with the race lead. Oh, baby. And John Lafitte making contact with Kennington there. Down the back straightaway. John Lafitte, and they go trying to go 3 lanes wide. Austin DuPont and the number 57 right there. DuPont trying to go 3 wide here off of turn number 4. Adrian Kennington. The 11 apiece sliding her through there in 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, the race on from second on back is pretty good. They're trying to go 3 wide here for the second spot. Wyatt Williams got a little loose there off the exit of turn number 2 as they roll into turns 3 and 4 to the center point here. Peace still out front with the race lead in car number 11. Tough break for Brittany Shireen tonight. Guarantee you that was nothing intentional on her behalf, but just, I didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Down the back chute. Approaching and disposing of lap traffic. Austin DuPont may have the best hot rod of the bunch there, battling for that second spot, and he makes a little bit of contact with Kennington, and around goes DuPont, but a great save. Holy smokes. Good save by DuPont in that Mitsubishi Eclipse. Braden Barnes just looped it there in front of the field, and the 00 of David Bosberry got collected. And we will try to stay green if we can. Bosberry's pulling her down to the infield in reverse. Products and Marshall Liberato for the additional money thrown on the line for the limited modified competitors tonight. Your JRP Products, Marshall Liberato, limited modified main event is underway from the Boothill Speedway, and Cliff Dipper got a great start and slid right up in front of the line of the pair of 47s. The pair of 47s are going to go at it here as Mark Underwood Jr. tries to slide in front of the nose. Oh, look out. 47 never lost the handle there momentarily as they head down the back straightaway. Glad that pickup truck didn't break there. Off of 4, down the front straightaway, it'll be Cliff Tupper Jr. leading lap number 1 in a round go. Oh my goodness, the 121 of Graves just put the 7 of Nate Gaines into the grave, and somehow we stay green. And Nate Gaines has a lot of damage on the number 7 car. Oh boy. Down the front straightaway we go. Cliff Tupper Jr. trying to get his second victory here this season and his third overall. It wasn't on. I was announcing for like 10 minutes and my mic wasn't on. 3 different chassis manufacturers occupying your top 3 right now. As Cliff Tupper Jr. and a Western Flyer chassis and the birthday boy on Monday, Gary Stuckey's got a hot rod. He's starting to reel in the number 23 for the race lead, but he may run out. I don't know. We have probably enough laps for him to reel him in, but will he be able to get around him? Getting there and doing something with Tupper is another deal. Cliff Tupper has really been fast over the last couple of months. Hasn't even raced much this year, but when he showed up, he really showed out. 3 different chassis manufacturers in the top 3. You got the Western Flyer built by Curtis Allen out front of the form of the race. Later in the number 23, Harmon's Automotive and Towing, Cliff's Welding Service, EnviroVac, CB Power, number 23 of Cliff Tupper Jr. And here comes Gary Stuckey, driving the Express chassis built by Lafayette, Louisiana, Shane Hebert. And third is the IRP built by Jason Ingles. Fourth is another IRP. Actually, IRPs run 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th on the racetrack. Ingles back in the 7th spot. 8th is another Express by the K1 of Guidry. Into 1 and 2. Lap traffic becoming a reality. And Gary Stuckey is starting to reel him in now. And why don't this guy just get off the racetrack? Oh, my goodness gracious. And Cliff Tupper Jr. just got wiped out by a lap car. And he's never came to a complete stop.
He's not out there now. So leave him out right here.
So Tupper, who never came to a complete stop, I don't believe, and was just trying to avoid contact with a lap car. Oh, man. Oh, well, it is what it is. Unfortunate for Cliff Tupper Jr., who drove an absolute flawless race tonight to that point. Tough break for Cliff Tupper. Off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway we go. The 47 of Gary Stuckey inherits the race lead. Now it's going to be up to Cody Tupper. Cody says, you know what? You might steal one from a dad, but here comes Cody Tupper for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, Cody Tupper, the 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. And the factory stock division rolls to the inside of Gary Stuckey for the race lead. They said, well, you may have stolen, or Big Daddy Tupper may not get it tonight. But Cody trying to get one for the Tupper family down the back straightaway off of 2. Off of turn number 4, Gary Stuckey trying to win one on his birthday. Coming Monday down the front straightaway, the 47 with 5 laps to go. Back into turn number 1. That express chassis slides up the racetrack, opens the door for Cody Tupper down the back straightaway. Cody Tupper gonna get on the loud pedal and go back to the inside of him. Side by side for the race lead into turn number 3. Gary Stuckey gonna have to earn this one tonight. And Tupper and 47 slide up the racetrack, opens the door for JoJo. He ain't no slow Joe tonight. JoJo Wilhelm quick. Here comes the 47 Whataburger car. Here comes Cody Tupper for the race lead. He's got the race lead. And Dylan Spear through the infield taking a scenic route. And right now, Cody Tupper going to take over the race lead. He said, by God, if Dad couldn't do it, I'm going to do it for Dad. Off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into turn number 1, Cody Tupper to the race lead. Ingles Racing Performance chassis, car number 23 of Cody Tupper, who took last weekend off. He returns back to Boothill with a vengeance. He goes to the race lead here. And JoJo Wilhelm's got a hot rod tonight. And that Whataburger-sponsored RKT operating AMS by Kittler Power number 47 IRP chassis holds on to 3rd. Right now, Gary Stuckey in an Ingles Racing Performance sandwich. Down the back straightaway, Jason Ingles himself, Mr. IRP, rolled Zach in the 4th spot. If you don't want to see a caution, because Jason, one of the smart and smooth racers of this bunch. Oh, checkers out. Cody Tupper wins your limited modified main event. See, I can't see the camera. Shit, that sucks. I didn't call that right. Well, Dad couldn't. So 700 to win the night for the limited modifieds, and it's going to go back home with the driver of the car number 23 at Cody Tupper. Pops Cliff Tupper experienced some misfortune through lap traffic. Coming out Boothill, give it up for Cody Tupper in car number 23 in victory lane. Cody, come over here for me. We'll get on this side of the car for the Race on Texas cameras. Cody, I'm sure you had a fast car tonight, man. Qualified well throughout the heat, and I'm sure you were watching Dad up there set a torrid pace, running his own race. Got involved with some stuff in the lap traffic, man, and you took advantage of what you could. You still had to race this race out with the 47 of Stuckey, man. Got around him on the hub of the racetrack. This car was absolutely stuck tonight.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tough being locked down. I seen Stuckey was getting a little loose toward the end of the race, and I just had to put my nose in there. We roughed a little bit, but I apologize, but it's locked down around the bottom.
I tell you, I don't think it was anything too wild or anything too cruel. I think you guys are just racing hard, trying to vying for the same real estate on the racetrack. But this has to feel good. You took last weekend off for racing. You return with a vengeance tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't thank all the people that helped me on this car. Harmon's Towing. We just had a new sponsor come on board mid-season, Simple Church. They support us a lot. And, man, I hate it for my dad. He had it locked up, but I am glad we can bring it back home.
That's got to make it feel pretty special. I guess if he couldn't do it, you'd want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear about all the folks that help you out, did you already mention them?
Yeah, Harmon's Towing, Envirovac, Simple Church, and Cliff's Welding Service.
This is the first one here in the limited, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, folks. Cody Tupper in Victor Lane. Thought it may be old Cliff for a minute, but Cody Tupper gets the win. It's the first lap. The original start of this final race of the night here at Boothill Speedway for the 13 points event of the 2018 season. It'll be Benton, Louisiana's Josh Buckham to take the green flag and put his foot through the floorboard and get this party started. I ain't going back up them steps. We got a good battle for the race lead opening up here in the first few laps. It's the two winningest drivers here this season. Mike Washburn taking a peek there to the inside of the 4. Doug Vick Jr. He knows he's got to go early and take advantage of what he can get on the racetrack. On demand on raceontexas.com as Vick Jr. looking for his 8th win of the year. And there's your first caution of the night in the Pro Mon main event. The first caution. Season. See, I'm getting tongue-tied now. Mike Washburn's looking for his 5th win of the year. He was hunting hard on the restart inside of the 4. We're back underway here at the Boothill Speedway in your final race of the night. Oh, Mike Washburn makes contact with the left rear quarter panel of the 4. Doug Vick Jr. there for the race lead. Got cocked sideways a little bit and allowed the Benton Bullet Josh Bacham to go by, and he'll go to 2nd. Bockham has his hands full here with a 27 now. Mike Washburn off of turn number 4, the best battle on the racetrack for 4th down the front straightaway off of turn number 4, back into turn number 1. And get us back underway here. Looking for his 8th win of the season. Mike Washburn slipped up a little bit during that last green flag run and allowed the Benton Bullet of Josh Bockham to go by and go to the bridesmaids honors in this one. It should be 13 laps to go in this main event. We're back underway at the Boothill Speedway in your final race of the night. And we got one upside down nearly. We got walls and we got a Walmart and a Target parking lot. It's like the big one at Daytona. We'll try it one more time. Doug Vick Jr. going to get on the loud pedal and get us back underway here at Boothill. Here in your Pro Mod main event on another dirt track Saturday night, heading into turn 1, Doug Vick Jr. trying to keep the car pinned around the hub of the racetrack as the Benton Bullet Josh Bockham has a hot rod tonight, toting that left front all the way down the back straightaway, trying to hunt down the 4V of Doug Vick Jr. for the race lead. Off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, Vick Jr. smooth as silk. Just something about that 4V car, Doug Vick Jr. Billy Robinson built this car years ago, I think 13 years ago, as he continues to rocket around the Boothill Speedway like he's done each and every dirt track Saturday night. Mike Washburn desperately needs to have a good run tonight and is mired back at about the 9th spot right now after having some misfortune tonight. Had a good car early and battled for the 4V to the inside of the 4V there early on in this race. And some unforeseen, unfortunate circumstances that put him back, and around goes the 70 of Andrew Hartsoe Jr. Hartsoe through the infield, will stay green right now. He's far enough out of harm's way to keep this one under the green flag. The 27 of Ronnie Long will expire his entry now. A pull to the infield. Off at turn number 4, down the front straightaway, the 4V of Doug Vick Jr. still leads, but the Benton Bullet Josh Bockham's hunting him in hot pursuit. Hot pursuit is Bockham. Into one, and the caution flag waves. Back underway in the 1. Doug Vick Jr. got to lead him. Here comes Trent Humphrey. Humphrey after the 25 of Bockham shoots up to the racetrack. Here working on the morning hours of a July hot night. Down the front straightaway back into 1. It'll be the 4V of Doug Vick Jr., but does Trent Humphrey have anything for him? Trent says, I'm not spent. Down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Bockham trying to reel him back in now for second. Here comes Josh Bockham to the inside for second. Bockham gonna try to go back there. Oh my goodness gracious. What do you know? What do you know? Trent Humphrey can't hold back to 325 with Josh Bockham. As he'll go back to second. Humphrey back to third now. Beasley slow down the front straightaway. He'll have to go to the pits. Hopefully he'll make it. He does. We'll stay under the green flag with 5 to go. 5 more laps to go. And Trent Humphrey's got a hot rod. He'll work back to the east. Oh, it throws the elbow on the 325 of Bockham. Threw the elbow on Josh Bockham. Rooted him out of the way. And Josh Bockham now about to have his hands full with the 27 on Mike Washburn. Oh, and Mike Washburn got into his tail tank. Look at that run by Bockham. Holy smokes. Josh Bockham just got an outstanding run there through 3. And that's how you lose 3 spots right there. Trent Humphrey slid up, and 3 went by quick, fast, and in a hurry. He'll go back to the 5th spot. And Doug Vignor's out front minding his own business. How about, and props to Mike Washburn, who's driven his way all the way back up to a solid 3rd. He'll try to work on the 325 of Bockham here late and go back to 2nd. Would love to be up there battling for the win, but having to come from the tail, taking advantage of some late race cautions. He's done a fine job here. White flag is out for Doug Vick Jr. Final time down the back straightaway. He says, can I get a witness? He's giving these guys the business. Another dirt track Saturday night is Doug Vick Jr. Thank you so much for choosing Boothill Speedway as your official racing destination. We'll head down for the post-race interview with a quick word with Doug Vick Jr., who earned another victory, his 8th of the year. Folks, I know it was a long night. We certainly appreciate y'all so much for choosing Boothill once again as your racing destination. If you're still here, give it up for Doug Vick Jr. in Victory Lane once again here at the Hill. Doug, another dirt track Saturday night, man, and another victory for this 4-car. This thing was great all night. I'm sure that you didn't want to see those late cautions because you're out there minding your own business, man, and I'm sure it was getting hot in there in the race car.
Oh, it was plenty hot. I'd get in a rhythm and thought everything was going smooth, and another caution.
I'm running out of things down here to talk to you about because you've won these things almost in every kind of fashion. Mike showed you the nose early and ended up facing some misfortune there. Went back to the tail. He came all the way back up to 3rd. But Bockham had a run on you a few times, but you're just trying to keep it hugged down to that hub, huh? I'm sure you thought they couldn't get around you around the Muke tires.
It was pretty good around the bottom. I was just trying to keep rolling it through there without sliding up.
Let's talk about this racetrack, man. This place has been awesome all year long. The first night, I think that it's even took rubber on the bottom anyway. It's been pretty outstanding. We got 10,000 coming up in a few weeks for the factory stock as well. I mean, you feeling pretty good about the factory, or I mean, how are we feeling right now heading into that big event?
Stuff keeps breaking right now, but it should all be ready to go by then.
This time last year, you were rolling into that race as the hottest driver, and yeah, it's a bad luck going in there. So maybe this year, you rolling in there with a little bit of misfortune coming up, and you can turn it all around. That, you know, I'm sure 10,000 would make up for all the heartbreak, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that'd make it better for sure.
Let's hear what all the folks that help you out in the race car.
I gotta thank my dad, Wayne, Bob, Cameron, Stormy, Big Show, everybody that helps me on it every week. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't make it here.
Been a dominant year, man. 8 wins for you now. Congratulations to you, Doug. You earned another one.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, folks. Doug Vick Jr. and ABC Auto Parts Victor Lane.